Hey, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about the 5 streams of income that you can get started with right away. Now, some of them are quite capital intensive, while some may just be as cheap as, $50 or even $10. So I'll be going over all of that in this video. If you're new on my channel, my name is Steven Ojo, and on this channel, I talk about aviation and finance. So if you're interested in any of those subjects, kindly stick around by subscribing. And also, if you find value in this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, as it helps to make this video reach other people. So I would really appreciate that so much. Now, the first thing I would like you to understand is that when I first moved to this country, obviously I didn't know as much information as I do know now. And with this information I know now, I wish I had started with a lot of things earlier in the past. But of course, the past is gone. I need to focus on the future. So these 5 streams of income that I will be sharing with you are things that I'm actually doing at the moment. I need to also make it clear that not all of them are in the full scale of things. At the end of the day, it takes time to build all these things, and I'm working on some of them at the moment. If you're going to start building anything, you need to worry about having some money on the side, which the first item on this list is having some savings. Now, your savings, even though it gives you that peace of mind and it gives you the ability to have some money to be able to invest or to buy things that might be able to generate some income for you, you also need to know that your savings could provide some means of income, although that isn't the main purpose of having your savings. The main purpose of having your savings is to create opportunity for you to be able to buy things or acquire things that will generate income for you, such as maybe buy some investment or buy some assets that might be able to generate income for you. So I believe the most important one to start with is having some savings on the side. Your savings will be a source of income for you if you can then put it in a high interest savings account. Now, nowadays, interest rates are so low that you probably not get a lot of money from your savings, but it's obviously a source of income itself, depending on how much you have in the savings and also depending on how much you make in interest. It is a good source because, first of all, it's going to be reliable, and the money will be there for you to acquire things like I mentioned, other investments that I'll probably be talking about also in this video. Now, one of the downsides of savings accounts is that they generally don't provide a lot of interest, which means that they are generally poor investment vehicles. The problem is that interest rates are so low that the yield on your savings will be very, very low. And the other problem that comes with savings is inflation, all right? Because the interests are so low, what happens eventually is that if that savings sits there for too long, well, you may end up losing money to inflation. Now, you got to remember that you always have to have your emergency fund available. You always have to have some money saved on the side to cover up for the opportunities that may come along the way, like investments that you may want to buy. So don't mix your emergency fund up with the savings I'm talking about. The next item that comes on my list is having some bonds or stocks. You can have mutual funds, you can have ETFs, you can have single stocks of companies that you like. But the point is that at the end of the day, you want to have a mix of these stocks and bonds. With stocks, for example, you can make money in different ways, but the most common ways are price appreciation of the stock and through dividends if the company pays dividends. If you can capture these two, obviously that's great, because if the price of the stock keeps going up, you make money that way. And if the company pays you dividends, then you make money that way also. When it comes to bonds, well, bonds also you make money the same way, price appreciation of the bonds, and you can also make money through dividends, which is mostly what you get with bonds anyway. Now, with these bonds, they are usually safer, they're usually less volatile. Which one would you choose? If you want the exposure to a lot of money or to make a lot of money, well, stocks might be the way to go. But if you want something that is a bit more that is less volatile, then bonds may be the way to go. But the best is to have a mix of these two, as you will get exposure to the two types of investments. The next item on this list will be real estate or rental income, all right? Now, let's talk about real estate. If you have your own house, or if you can afford to buy your own house, well, you may stand a chance of making money in two ways. One is through the appreciation of the house in terms of the value of the house keeps going up, or you make money if you choose to rent out a portion of the house by renting out a room or 2 rooms, and then you collect money in terms of rent from your roommate. This is obviously one of the best ways to go if you're single and you have some extra money to buy maybe a 3-bedroom house or 4-bedroom house that you can then rent out to your friends or to other people around you and then make some money that way. The only downside to this type is that real estate in general is capital intensive, and secondly, it requires a lot of work. Let me use that word, because you have to sometimes you have to get a real estate agent to help you out to go through the process, and again, the capital part of it is also there. You have to pay a lot of fees. And that's something you always have to be willing to take on. The other thing also to keep in mind is that when you're buying a property that you probably want to live in, then you have to consider the duration of time you plan to spend in that area or in that house. If you plan to be there for a long time, then that would be a good thing. If you don't plan to be there for a long time and you plan to sell it, you have to be very careful, because you may end up losing money in the short term when it comes to real estate. Now, the other part of real estate is the rental. Like, you buy a house and you rent it out, or you buy an apartment and you rent it out. Obviously, this is one that we hear about a lot also, and it's not a bad one, but again, same factors needs to be considered. It's capital intensive, it takes time to get through the process, and you always have to hold on to them for a long time to really make the money back. Now, if you can find a cheap place that you can turn around and rent it out and make a lot of profit on it, then that would be a good thing for your investment overall, because it would be an easy money that will compound over time in terms of paying down your loan on the house if you have a loan on it, and you're also making some profit to cover up for your all the expenses and all other things that may come up in the future. And that's something that as an investor, you always have to plan for, such as the pandemic that we just had. A lot of landlords were unable to make their mortgage payments because they didn't have the money coming in from their tenants, and they didn't have enough money saved on the side to cover up for these emergencies as well. Now, this next one is very unique, and it's something that I believe that if you can have, it's a very easy money. Think about it this way. If you're an expert in a subject, or you can create a product, or you can make something that is unique, well, you can put it up online. You have like places like Etsy, eBay, Amazon, Shopify, and all these websites that you can list up your products or your courses or something that is unique to you. And it doesn't have to be just you making it. Just remember, you might just have a different approach to that subject or to that product that will make it unique and will capture the minds of people, and people will pay you for it. But when you make a product and you can sell it, well, you make money right away. Same thing with creating a course as well. If you can create a course and sell it online, you make money right away. Now, the downside to creating a course or making a product is that it takes time, and some may be capital intensive, but the time factor is even the most important thing, because you have to spend the time to create this course and make it, as good as possible so that people can pay you for it. All right. If it's not good, people will not pay you. You won't get good reviews, and that means that you will lose your business and your time is wasted. Now, the last one in this video that I'll be talking about is partnerships. All right. Partnerships are like the golden type of investment, because you got to remember that if you have someone that you guys can work together, and maybe this person has an expertise in some field but lacks the fund to get their dreams going, or to create the product, or to make that thing that they want to make, well, you can come in by bringing in some money and partnering up with this person. Now, it does not require a lot of work from your side, and that is where it is a good thing, because you just have to provide the money, and hopefully this person can turn around and let that money work for both of you, and eventually you start to get your own portion of the profit. Now, imagine you can come up with 50% to start a business, and the business can grow over time. Well, that means you have 50% stake in that company or in that business, and that business will continue to pay you for the rest of your life. And you can imagine people that started with maybe Jeff Bezos, or people that started with Elon Musk, or all these other guys that started their own businesses and they grew it over time. Just by having some money in that business can make you financially free for the rest of your life. Now, the problem is that, of course, it takes time to find reliable people. It takes time to find businesses that will grow over time. Now, the most important one in these streams of income is your savings, but the most lucrative one is having something online, like either a business online or a product online. Okay, the reason why your savings is the most important one is that it lets you acquire things that will be able to generate income for you. It lets you have the peace of mind that your investments are safe from you. That means you don't have to touch them if something comes up in your life, in your personal life, and you need some money really quickly. your savings is always there. But if you use up all your savings and you put them in investments, the problem is that if something comes up in your personal life, not just an emergency at this point, but just something in your personal life comes up, you may need money and you end up selling your investments either at a loss or you end up taking them out too early, which is not good for the long-term purposes. On the other hand, the most lucrative one is your ability to sell online or make a product and share online. That's because when you sell online, you can capture the whole world. Let's use that word. I mean, the whole world is at your fingertips. And if you can put a product online that people like, and you can just sell a product for $1 and you sell it to 1 million people, well, guess what? You're a millionaire. And it's as simple as that. I hope that you found some value in this video, and I hope that you gained some knowledge. If you have, please give this video a thumbs up, and also let me know in the comment section below some of the things that you are doing to make money these days, all right? And I would really appreciate them, and I'll reply to them all as well. Thanks for spending the time in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.